guys, here it is, Tale of the Nine-Tailed finale, and we are the K3, and boy, do we have thoughts on this one. Let's jump in.
Welcome. You have found the most fun K-drama hangout on YouTube. These are our initial thoughts of Tale of the Nine-Tailed, the final 2 episodes that just aired. And wow, that show wrapped up with a lot of storylines tied up in a neat bow, but we still have questions.
So many questions. So, Marisa, let's start with what did work for us, because I think there was a lot that did really work. What for me, I would have to say the Irang storyline was probably at the end of the day my favorite one. When everything was wound up, that Irang storyline was the one that got my heart there at the end.
Yeah, I got really emotional with him. I just, that his life had value because he now had family. I was like, oh my God.
And come on, my favorite snot-nosed kid, they let him bark 3 or 4 more times. He was always like, ah. It's like, I love that kid.
There's nothing we love more than a found family. And so to have our vet and YuRi and Irang and this kid.
Oh, I love that kid so much. I loved him so much. They were so great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have to say for me, I think the Irang story was the one that was emotionally the one that got me there at the end. I don't know. I mean, but how do I say this? I don't want to be negative because it was the show was really enjoyable. I bet if you binge this, it would be one of your favorite shows. Maybe because they took that week off and then the final 4 episodes I felt were kind of dragged out a little bit for me personally. I just kind of was like, all right, let's get, I felt like it was kind of like a, let's get there for me.
The battle scene was really well done.
Oh, the battle scene was fantastic. I loved it. Yeah, it was great. We got to give a big shout out to our K-Drama Clubhouse because someone there threw out the theory that TAILED was going to look just like the sun. And ding, 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 ding. Well done, guys over there. That was, once that kind of came in, but once that theory was presented, I was like, oh, hell yeah. And then they just started kind of teasing it and you knew it was coming. So,
yeah. Yeah, it was so obvious then. I wish I had seen more of the elders, though, because that story...
That story was so good.
Yeah, I would have liked to see more of that.
I felt that, I think maybe that's what it was about the show. I enjoyed it. It was such a fun show to watch for 16 episodes, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like as we got closer to the end, I felt like the elders that were in charge of the Afterlife office, I feel like they were a missed opportunity to really have us be a little bit more, for me personally, to be a little bit more engaged into what the theory, what the plan was. Because I felt like they left them just peripheral enough that I wasn't deeply invested in it.
I think part of it for me is that I don't know this Korean folklore. So I think if you had used Granny and her husband to explain a little bit more of that and given us context, because, as we know, Korean dramas are now global, and this is definitely a global audience, especially since Vicky was involved with this, or had, exclusive rights to it or something. But I mean, I could have used more folklore backstory because I definitely had questions.
Totally agree. Now, mind you, yes, we could have gone to the YouTube, to the old Googler or whatever and looked it up. But I feel like as a storyteller, you should at least give markers for those people who want to just sit down and enjoy it and not have to do the research on it. I'm not saying that we're not kind of being a little bit lazy. And I loved learning about it. But I felt like especially that ending there. So we're going to jump to the ending, guys, because that I think is where that whole folklore thing came in big for me. So did he lie to her the whole time? So he's still a Gumihyo? I was really happy he was still a Gumihyo because that's where I really enjoyed that character, right? But
yeah.
And I know that the folklore says after 100 days you can be being unseen, you can become human, but does that mean you can then toggle between human and mystical god creature? I was a little hazy on what that ending was supposed to mean.
especially since our magistrate recognized immediately TAILED when they were both in the bathroom that he was a mystical creature. So if Eon is still retaining his Gumihos, I can't believe that all of these mystical creatures that he's engaging with don't recognize that in him. When his eyes flash and you're like,
his eyes flash, and the umbrella was back, and he had the sword.
The sword, yeah.
I mean, I was like, oh, I'm super excited. I was like, roll credits. I was like, no. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to say I was super satisfied, but I honestly can't say that I was. I'm conflicted, Marisa. I'm conflicted.
I'm conflicted too. And there was a time where the way I consumed K-dramas was binging them.
Right.
So it would be like 3 nights up till 2 a.m., just like episode after episode. Yeah. But now, because I'm watching them live and because we had that break, I don't know if that's like affected how I absorb these K-dramas.
I think that there's something there because I feel like if I just binged this straight through, I would have been weeping over the Irang ending. We still have things to say on that one, by the way. So you guys must join us on Sunday because we're going to deep dive this when we do our live K-drama clubhouse. But I feel like if this was a binge, it might have been a little bit more satisfying than watching it live because maybe there were just too many breaks in the story that we couldn't keep it cohesive. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe, but this was definitely a really rich fantasy. Yeah. There was a lot of really great special effects and a lot of characters that we really love seeing every week. So please, so join us Sunday because we're going to be going live at 3:00 Pacific Standard Time to talk about this finale and also to talk about the finale of Startup. Yeah. So,
so many big finales. Super big ones, right? Yeah. All right, you guys. So until then, we're the KThree. I'm Jen.
I'm Marisa. Please join us in the clubhouse because you are part of the KThree. Smash that like button. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, join us.
All those fun things. And if you want to kind of take a quick peek at what the K-drama clubhouse kind of looks like, you can go ahead and take a look right there. And we will see you on Sunday. Bye.
Bye.